some of the questions I also have are things like, um, we've all got a lot of ideas about a book,
Yeah.
and then you're going, oh, should I write on that? Should I write on that? Should I
Yeah.
write on that?
Yeah.
So which one do you choose? Is there some magic sauce for that?
Yeah. It's so funny. It's like, I'm trying to send you a copy of my book. It says we're having a real bear of a time with Australia. Um, but so yeah, it's like you're reading off the table of contents, this book. So there's the chapter 4, I talk about what to write about. And so I found that people, they're typically in one of three camps. Camp 1 is, I know exactly what I want to write about. Camp 2 is, I'm not quite sure, or maybe I've got a vague idea, right? And then camp 3 is, I've got way too many ideas. Like, I don't even know where I'd start because there's so many ideas. And so either way, I recommend, it's kind of a 2-step process. There's the idea finder, is what I call it, which is if you're not quite sure. And then so I would say, hey, what do you get paid for as your job or in your business? And you probably have years or decades of experience on that thing, that if I were to try to do that thing, there would be a gap between what you know and what I know. And in that gap is a really great book. So that's the best place for most people to start. What are you passionate about? What do people come to you for advice on? Or if you're a business owner, what are the broken record conversations that you just keep having over and over and over again with every new prospect or client? That's probably your book topic. And now a lot of times people will dismiss that because they're like, I'm so tired of talking about this thing. Well, guess what? If you're tired of talking about a topic, it means you probably know a lot about it. And the best way to stop talking about it is to write a book and then point to that book and just say, hey, yeah, great question. Check out the book. Right. And then come back to me and I can answer any other questions that you have. So you just bring more leverage on your time. And so that's like the coming up with the idea phase. But then, to your point, how do you choose? Like, if I've got multiple ideas, there's 3 questions that I ask and recommend that people ask. Question number 1 is, which one can I write the fastest? So I have the most content or life experience on this topic. And I could get a rough draft done. And then that kind of parlays into question 2 is, which one am I most likely to finish? So not only am I just going to get started, but I'm actually going to get a rough draft done. And then question number 3 is, which one's going to make me happy? Which one am I going to enjoy writing? And those are kind of the 3 questions that I ask if someone has too many ideas, and then they can narrow in on which idea to write first. Because we only have 2 rules when we work with people at self-publishing school. Rule number 1 is you can't edit while you write. We all know someone who has 5 perfectly written chapters in their unfinished book. Yeah. All right. But then rule number 2 is you can't write more than 1 book at a time. So that's why it's so important you ask those 3 questions. You narrow in on one idea, you write 1 book, and then you can repeat the process, but only write 1 book at a time.